Hello again, this is the Thethrell on Tiny Mighty. Hardy Mighty. Hardy Mighty. Yeah, anyway. On Fairyland, for anybody that watched my previous video, they fixed the glitch on there, so you can't always go all the way to the end. Bastards. Anyway, there is a small little trick that, not really trick, but just a little tip that I wanted to give to you guys on this thing. First of all, to explain how this thing works. I know some people don't really pay attention, they just click, click, click. And but I try to pay attention just to learn how to do stuff a little bit better. If you hold your mouse over this thing, not your mouse, hold your cursor, grammar Nazi bastards. Anyway, if you hold it, it tells you down there player's ID, Avengers 28, owned league, Avengers 28. This is a player on my server, and the same thing goes for all of these. It's not going to be the same every day. As a matter of fact, if you do this twice in a day, they change every single time, which some of you may have noticed. Sometimes you can get really far, and then sometimes you just get your ass whooped, and that depends on who the game randomly puts in here. I don't know how it's selected. For the longest time I was having the top player on the server on the 15th on 15 every freaking time, and I just couldn't pass it. I saw everybody in the server was beating this damn thing except for me, and it was really ticking me off. And the last few times they've had someone else, they've had other people in there, so I've been able to beat it without a problem. But so basically the way this works is you have your teams, you can select whoever you want. Here's all the heroes and stuff that I have right now. Normally I just, you know, go with my first 5, and normally I can get all the way through all 15 just with those 5. The rage and HP is shared between each level, so if I die on this first level, I can't use those heroes again. If I manage to beat it and my heroes only have half HP, when I start the second one, they're still at half HP, but they have all the rage that they had from the first one. Normally first several levels are pretty easy, so here's what I recommend. Go ahead for your first one, click whatever 5 heroes, it really doesn't matter. Most likely gonna win. I just let it, actually no, don't click auto battle. You want your rage to build up, and I'll show you why in just a little bit, but go ahead. See, it was pretty easy to beat. Yes, I know my heroes are stronger than most other people's, but chances are you can beat the first couple levels without using that auto battle, without selecting any skills. Just let all your rage build up. So now I've got 5 heroes full of rage. Now I'll fill up some other ones. Select 5 different heroes. And the reason I'm doing this is, you know that they're going to get harder later on. You know, if you're pretty strong like me, they might not get tough till the last couple levels. But what your goal is try to fill up all of your guys with rage, as many as you can. That way, when you get to those harder levels, you can go ahead and select those skills, and if you happen to die, you bring in another team that's full of health and full of rage to automatically use all their power skills. So it's something just a little bit that, you know, might give you that little bit of edge to get a little bit further than you would normally get. So those guys aren't all quite full. I could use them again, but what I'll do is just, since they're pretty much full, I'll just select 5 more. So you guys get the point of what I'm doing here, I hope. If not, just ask me. Go ahead and ask in the comments. I've tried to explain it the best I can. It's a pretty simple concept, just something not everybody would necessarily think of. They might just keep trying to use the same characters over and over. But when you're to that point where these beginning stages are really simple, it's easy just to go ahead and work on building your rage. That way when you get to these higher levels, you have with, you know, however many teams you have. If you only have 10 heroes, well, that's 2 teams full of rage. If you have 15, 20 heroes, I just managed to finally get a 20 and 21st hero yesterday, finally, and so I've got 4 full teams, which is nice. I can have 4 teams full of rage by the time I get to these end levels here, if I have any problems, which I normally don't. But anyway, if you guys have any more questions, or if there's anything else in the game you want to see, if you have problems, I mentioned in one of my other video that I do talk to some of the game managers. I've yet to see them really fix anything that I bring to them, but you know, I try, guys. I'm trying, you guys. I try to tell them stuff that's wrong with this game, and the problem is that the people publishing the game, AMZ Game, are not the ones that are. They're not game developers. Just like any other game that you guys have played, there's people that write the game, and then there's people that put the game out for you to play. AMZ is just a publisher. They're not the ones actually writing the game, and the problem is, from what one of the managers told me, the problem is that the developers are just changing shit without approval from them, without talking to them first, without any, you know, sort of word from the people playing the game as far as what needs to be fixed and whatnot. That's why some of this stuff is just going horribly wrong, because the developers don't play the freaking game. You know, they just, I mean, I'm sure that they've tested it. When I was on the test server, there would be a character that would sign on to the game, be level 1, and then 30 seconds later they'd be level 80. So, but to me, that's not how a game tester should be testing the game. They should be going through all the levels, figuring out what's wrong at each level, and not just maxing out their character and then saying, oh, okay, yeah, everything looks good. But they're really not relying on word from the games, people playing the game, or from the publishers. So they're having a little bit of problem there, but hopefully they'll get some of this stupid shit fixed, because this game's irritating the hell out of me. But anyway, if you have any questions, you can find me on Facebook. Just do a search for Thethrell, or just ask me on